Paul, thank you so much for a really informative conversation about Google+. I think one of the most important yet most misunderstood social media platforms. One of the questions that we talked a lot about was circles, posting, gaining traction. We didn't talk about the distinction between posting to circles and posting publicly. Can you talk into that a little bit and why we should be posting publicly?
Yes, certainly. With posting on Google+, of course, there's a lot of different ways you can post your content, and one way is posting public, the other way is posting to your circles, and you can do them both together too. The distinction is that when you post to circles, only your circles will see that content. When you post public, the posts get indexed in Google, and everyone can see that content in the Google+ search engine. So they can actually search in Google, and if it contains keywords that are relevant, your public post will show up in that search result.
Okay. So if I want to gain some new followers or need to gain traction in the early days of using Google+, would you recommend that I post a lot of stuff publicly rather than just to circles?
Yeah, certainly. Start posting publicly. With Google+, just like Twitter, you can use hashtags if you've got a particular topic that people might be interested in, and you know that that hashtag would be a popular hashtag, and post that in your post. But the other way to gain traction isn't just by posting and posting and posting, it's finding people with related interests and talking to them, and the best way to do that is through Google+ communities at the moment.
Okay, cool. You briefly touched on it, I'm not quite sure how many people heard it, the distinction that Google+ isn't just another social network, it's actually a social layer across all the Google properties. Can you talk into that and why that's so significant?
Yes, certainly, and it's a really big question and really important question. Basically with Google+, it acts as a social layer that ties all of Google's web properties together. And it's not just a website that you go and look for friends and talk about what you did on the weekend. What it really does is it acts as a recommendations engine. It's an engine that allows Google to basically tell people that you're connected to the content that you're recommending online. So if you go and you recommend a local pub, the people that you're connected to can see that you've recommended it, and therefore it can help guide their search and guide their online experience.
Those recommendations, are they then showing up in traditional Google searches, not necessarily in Google+, but if I just Google, coffee shop in a foreign city, what are we seeing in relation to those recommendations that are coming through Google+?
At the moment in Australia, so what happened with Google+ was all your Google Places accounts got moved over to Google+ Local, and so basically everyone got a Google+ page even if they didn't ask for it. And on those pages people can leave reviews, and those reviews do show up attached to your local listings in the search results. What is coming in the future and what already exists in America is what's called Google Search Plus Your World, and this is the ability to switch between a normal Google search and a social Google search and look specifically for those recommendations. We don't know when that's coming to Australia, but we anticipate it will be this year sometime.
You spoke a lot tonight about how the conversations and the search words and the hashtags that are being mentioned and used in Google+ is going to start fueling just straight out organic search engine rankings. Do people need to be using, say, Search Plus Your World when it does get rolled out in Australia in order to get those socially informed searches, or is that just going to kind of change the algorithm that Google uses to rank?
With regards to the Google+ activity affecting your search results, it's a bit of a grey area at the moment. A lot of research has been done around the world with regards to Google patents that have been registered in the past and how those patents will be implemented into the algorithm. We don't anticipate that you will need to be on Google Search Plus Your World to influence those rankings. We anticipate that the algorithm change will happen throughout all searches through the author rank algorithm change.
So potentially Google is going to become less like a robot that it used to be when it was tagging keywords, and it's going to become more like a person that's actually beginning to understand those social influences.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great analogy. I think Google will always rely on links. Links are basically a recommendation to Google, and it's a mechanical recommendation. All this is basically another layer, another factor that Google can look at to see the authority of the content that's showing up, and basically to weed out spammers that have no authority linked to those search results.
Awesome. It just gets more and more exciting every
It
time
does.
I talk about Google+. So thank you so much again for your time tonight and for your insights into how Google+ really is changing the face not just of social, but also search.
No worries. Thanks for having me, Kat.